All right, well, this is what we're gonna go to, man. Dame Dash and Jay Z are still going back and forth with, I guess, I would say, in the court system. Let's just say over NFTs. And so there was news out earlier this week that they were reaching a settlement or something to that degree. And people were posting it like it was, oh man, these guys are finally, coming together, yada yada. Dame Dash is like, that's not the case. Let me go through this article that Hip Hop DX put out, and
Yeah.
this is the one that Dame responded to, because he actually responded to a Revolt article, but Revolt has taken down their article since Dame responded to it.
I think Hip Hop DX does an excellent job about keeping track of all the release dates for artists and singles and stuff like that. And they do a wonderful job about keeping the hip hop community informed in that regard. And they need to be commended for that.
They do a good job. I used to go to Hip Hop DX a lot when I was looking for new music. Like the first
Oh,
time I heard Bad and Bougie was on Hip Hop
right.
DX.
They still do an excellent job at that.
Yeah, they do. Shout out to Hip Hop DX. But yeah, they wrote this article. It's like, let me get over here, get all this stuff out the way so I can read this article. I have to move some things. Okay, there we go. It says Jay-Z and Dame Dash in settlement talks over reasonable doubt NFT lawsuit. Jay-Z and Dame Dash might not see eye to eye on things these days, but they're willing to work it out. See, this is the verbiage that's being put out. According to the court docs viewed by Complex, Jay-Z's attorney, Alex Shapiro, revealed on Tuesday, Manhattan Federal Court hearing that Rockefeller co-founders are in settlement talks over their resolved lawsuit. Hove sued Dame Dash in June 2021 after the former Rockefeller executive tried to sell his ownership stake in Reasonable Doubt as an NFT without proper permission. A district judge put an end to the NFT sale attempt by Dame Dash last year when the court blocked the transaction. Problematic. Both sides are in the process of meeting and conferring to determine whether they can reach a settlement agreement that would resolve this case. The docs reportedly read based on Shapiro's testimony in Tuesday's hearing. Dame Dash responded to the countersuit at Rockefeller, Hove seeking Jay-Z. I don't know why they keep putting Hove, man. Jay-Z seeking $1 million in damages, claiming that he was trying to sell 1/3 of the stake of Rockefeller altogether rather than the album. That's the claim that Dame is like, nah. So they're saying that Dame was trying to sell his stake in Rockefeller and not the album. So according to the Hollywood Reporter, the suit says that Jay-Z transfers streaming rights to the album to the S. Carter Enterprise LLC without authorization from Rockefeller. From my perspective, it feels like this was done all to devalue my asset, Dame told Hip Hop DX in the interview. I just don't understand why. What's odd is that they knew I was only trying to sell 1/3, but they're trying to say that I was trying to sell the whole thing. But we all know that that's not the case. So why do they keep saying it? The question is, why is it such a big deal? Why is everyone so scared for me to sell my 1/3? If no settlement is reached, Complex reported via Shapiro, that other motion will be filed on behalf of Jay-Z against the former partner, banning him from selling a portion of the album in any capacity. Let me go to Dame Dash's response before we talk about it. Dame Dash posted the article that said similar things about the Revolt posted. He said, please don't believe this hype. We are nowhere near a settlement. They are accusing me of doing something I did not do, and now they have to prove it. And I can sell my share anytime I want. Ask the judge. And Jay-Z and Biggs, if you want to settle this, holla at me. We used to hustle together. Court is corny. Let's talk like men for the culture. I dare you to respond. Do it for the culture.
There we go. The end to that. That's why I be getting down with him, even if I don't always agree with him, because it's like he says he says the things that really need to be said behind the scenes. He says them up front now because we it's a business where everybody be acting like a bunch of bitches sometime, Mike. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Where's Leroy Green?
And I'm not saying that Jay or Biggs is acting like bitches specifically in this situation, but it's like, this man has ownership and stake. Jay didn't start Rockefeller. Dame, Biggs, and Jay started Rockefeller. And so if Dame still has his ownership stake, who are you to tell him what to do with his stake on any sort of measure at any level, whether it be Rockefeller, Reasonable Doubt, NFTs, OPP, PPPs, IPOs? I don't really give a damn.
I think the part that got me, hold on, let me go back to this part at the end, man. They said no settlement is reached. Complex reports via Jay-Z's attorney that another motion will be filed on behalf of Jay-Z against his former partner to ban him from selling a portion of the album in any capacity. So basically, if you don't reach this settlement with us, we're going to file a motion to ban you from selling any part of this album. What kind of strong arming shit is that?
So remember when I was having that conversation earlier about Joe Budden and how he might be moving in different circles and thereby conducting his business matters differently now? And it may not line up with how other people are doing their business now. You see how this keeps on happening even when you move up the food chain of prosperity, popularity, and finance. That bullshit don't change.
Here's Jay-Z's attorney, the one that's speaking. I'll put him on the screen real quick.
Hold on. Let's go ahead and have this be said. For who he is in this community, and for what this album means, and for what they mean, don't nobody want to hear from this nigga attorney.
No, man.
Dame, especially when Dame is out here like, this is corny, be a man. Like,
yeah, he like just holla at me, man. Like, I mean, what is this?
No, because he borderline poking him and being disrespectful. It's like, y'all know there's some hoe shit, right?
Well, the thing is, the story's changing. So you're saying that they're accusing him of trying to sell his overall stake in Rockefeller, which, from my understanding, he should be able to do anyway. And then, when that wasn't what was going on, you want to sit here and say you want to reach this settlement or he can't sell this album in any capacity. If y'all got this corrected, that he wasn't trying to sell his stake in Rockefeller altogether or whatever, what's the problem with him selling that stake in the album?
That's what I mean. Like, what's the problem if he actually has ownership and stake and, like, what's going on? Because, I mean, it's always about power and money, so I'm assuming this isn't about money, so more about the power involved or the control that would be probably released by him selling stake and stock and having to deal with other potential people, right? Just trying to like, are they trying to protect it and keep it like as some sort of sacred moniker of a hip hop product? Because all this shit been stepped on, Mike.
There's an Eminem fan in the chat that's really going in on me right now. Leah May. I guess they're really trying to get us to shift the conversation to Eminem. Listen, man, there's nothing to really talk about when it comes to Eminem. He's actually irrelevant at this point. Not really in the news like that. He hadn't put out a hot album in 20 years. So, Leah May, holla at him, get him to put out an album that we could actually talk about in the scope of the other hip-hop great albums that are coming out within the scope of the year. And Eminem could be a subject. But, until then, sorry. Eminem's music hasn't aged well. He doesn't have any new flavor shit going on. His verse on the Nas album was the weakest point on King's Disease 2. Sorry. Yeah. But back to relevant topics. I think it's unfortunate, man, and the way that they tried to put the narrative out there that this was a peace offering when it was strong arming. Because I think in the group that we're in, the hip-hop group we're in, somebody posted this article and they was like, man, good to see these brothers working it out. I read the articles like, this ain't working it out. What are you reading?
No, it's funny. I saw that today, actually, for the first time. I saw that post, and then I saw that you jumped in and said what you said in the group that we're in. Shout out to the chat. Hold on, real quick, Mike. Shout out to Randall for telling me that Deshaun Watson was going to Carolina and getting my hopes up. And Deshaun's ass is in Cleveland right now.
He going to Cleveland.
Hold on. Randall was your friend before he was my friend. You just found him in the group that I put you in. Randall, I can't wait to find you. You had me twisting my fingers up in downtown Atlanta, pointing at people. Randall.
Ray Rims with the super chat. He says, "Yo, hold on 1 second. I want to make sure I get this super chat because it's a good one." He said, "Yo, can you brothers include a Sunday or Monday show? I sent the link for those musicians." All right, cool. Yeah, we might could be able to squeeze in a Monday show, man. Our schedules be tight, but we working it out.
I was about to say, Mike and I actually at the end of the year discussed picking up the option of a Monday show. And so our thing is not to oversaturate you guys for one, but also for two, to make sure that we're kind of giving you like the same pertinent information, that our schedules are free for us to like actually do it at the level that we're actually accustomed to doing that now.
Yeah, because we don't want to rush through it. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure we give you a good show.
Yeah, and we've only, been actually on the podcasting side for a couple of years now, so there's still some growth and room to grow. And I mean, we just picked up the Wednesday show that's a full show now. Used to be a short, 20 minutes. So
right.
Remember when we used to do the 2 20-minute shorts?
Yeah, that was cool, and that turned into an actual show. Wednesday was popping though. It was like, yeah, we might need to do this for real.
On Wednesday, right? So
but yeah, this wasn't a peace offering to no extent. This was strong arming, and I'm glad that Dame jumped out in front of this and set the record straight and controlled his own narrative. Because it seems like whenever, even in the Shannon Sharp interview, which was dope, I love Shannon Sharp's interview with Dame, everybody seems to always come to Dame on some, well, man, why can't y'all work it out? And whenever Jay mentions his name, it's supposed to be looked at as a peace offering. Like what he did at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, whatever. Like, no, that wasn't a peace offering. He just stated facts. Dame Dash believe. He said it on Mama Loves Me. Clark sought me out. Dame believed. That's a consistent story when it comes to Dame and Lee Daniels and Kanye West and Kevin Hart. Dame believed.
He's a visionary.
He is. Vision is scary for you Eminem fans out there.
Mm-hmm. I knew you were about to say that. I shouldn't have said that. Oh my God. I knew that was coming. I was like, why did I do that?
Thanks for the setup.
No, yeah. Just stop.
I hope they're able to resolve this, and I hope that, I know that Dame's not going to allow himself to get strong-armed, because it seems that Dame and Kanye do a lot of, business or whatever, but Dame seems very reinvigorated in this, not in this business, but just period. And he's standing on his square. He ready for whatever. So
I think Dame's just been kind of moving in silence standing on his own square this whole time. And it's just the popularity and the culture has circled back around to him, because a lot of the things that he is actually what we love about our culture. And the originality, the innovation, the ownership, the power, the honesty, the uprightness about it, where it's just like, this shit corny. We from Harlem and Brooklyn, right?
He said, I dare you to respond.
No, because that's what I mean. It's like he low-key kind of testing their gangster as men, like on a fundamental level. It's like, I know where y'all from. Y'all know where I'm from. Y'all know at the end of the day, no matter how much money we have, we really don't get down like this. What are y'all doing?
Imagine we started something, just from the bottom. I believed in you as an artist, and I was like, look, we're going to go and do this. Me, you, and another person, whatever. 20-some odd years later, you're talking to me through lawyers? Come on, man.
Hey, Mike, can I be honest with you? I mean, not to be funny, but it's like, I know you started According to Hip Hop with a couple other guys, but has anybody come along to show them the faith in According to Hip Hop that I did when I came along?
No, I mean,
Right, and so like you and me are sitting here right now because it's like I reached out to you about some writing shit about 7 years ago, but I also told you it's like, hey, I love what you're doing. I see what I think it could be. I want to help assist in the platform. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I mean, it's like, no, that's why I rock with Dame. It's like everybody needs that, because it's like, not to be funny, Mike, once upon a time I called you because I wanted to write for a hip hop publication, but I felt like that's something that you needed. Because I'm like, yo, it's like, is Mike writing all this shit really doing like, I'm like, no. I'm like, no, cut that, fam. We can win. Right. I was like, cut that, fam. We can win. I was like, what you need me to write? Like, you need an editorial? You need some reviews? You were like, I need whatever you can give. That's when I was like, oh, it's fucking on, Mike.
Yeah, man. And we made this thing happen.
We made this thing happen.
Rigor Raw says Coop is on that wine clock boys said it's Friday.
Yes,
Let's get it. Holla.
this is a little Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh
This,
yeah. You gotta announce what you're drinking too.
yeah. This isn't like any of my fancy stuff. I didn't break nothing like super special out the bag. This is just like some Friday happy and blessed to be here and having made it through this week type of glass. And I want to say something right quick. Because a couple of people have been making a point to say something about me drinking when I'm live. This is about the only time that I ever actually drink anymore is actually live. Like, kind of why I do it. I kind of do it because this is the safe space for me to do it because I don't overdo it because I used to be an alcoholic since everybody keeps bringing it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. I used to be like a real alcoholic. So it's like when people are bringing up like me drinking during the show and it's like I have like a glass and a half of wine. And it's like, I used to not even drink wine because like, I wasn't going to do it. You know what I mean?
So that's why, you got to go.
Right, I drink wine now because, right. So, just some perspective.